Good morning, and welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. Today is July 18th, and our reading is Hell's Angels. The difference between the student radicals and the Hell's Angels is that the students are rebelling against the past, while the angels are fighting the future. Their only common ground is their disdain for the present. And that's Hunter S. Thompson in his book, Hell's Angels. This is further proof that God wants us to steer clear of groups like these. The present is the only time we have, so give a wide berth to anyone lost in the past or in cloud cuckoo land. Ah, yes, Dr. Thompson, I presume. Who better to comment on these kinds of things than Hunter S. Thompson? He almost got killed writing that book, which I believe was his first breakout book, Hell's Angels. And he had a long time love-hate relationship with Richard Nixon. I think Richard Nixon wrote something for the cover of one of his books that said, love him or hate him, he writes a hell of a piece. Richard Nixon on Hunter S. Thompson, if you can believe that. Now, what did these guys have in common? They were pretty much in the now. As Tom Wicker, longtime New York Times columnist and unlikely biographer of Richard Nixon, would tell us. His book was One of Us, Richard Nixon and the American Dream, and it was a deep dive into the formative events of Nixon's life that made him into the person that he was. And in his foreword to that, Wicker says that all of his friends on the Times are going to hate him for writing this book. And maybe that was true. Nixon and Thompson met out on the mall when the student protests were at their height. And as unlikely as it seems, Hunter S. Thompson kind of liked the guy, and you could tell it from the way he excoriated him. And I'm not sure that was not returned in full. Anyway, this whole idea about living in the past or living in cloud cuckoo land out in the future is a big deal for us. We need to endeavor to be here now. To that end, two groups that we should definitely steer clear of are student radicals and the Hell's Angels. Now, neither Nixon nor Hunter S. Thompson had anything that I know of to do with Buddhism of any stripe. But since this is a book on the Dhamma, let's hook this in. The deal about living today is this. We cannot be happy, joyous, and free tomorrow. We're either happy now or we're not happy. We cannot be sober tomorrow. We're either sober now or we're not sober. We cannot be grouchy in the future. We're either grouchy now or we're not grouchy. And so, just as a quirk of time, the only time we do have is now. So when we're talking about the khandhas and we say that they are impermanent, anicca, that's a very important statement. Whatever it is that's going on, it's going to change. We don't have to even do anything to change it. Bargaining with God, counting our chickens before they hatch, and trying to run things is doomed. So happy trails to you until we meet again.